Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I am going to pause this video intermittently to talk about things that are going on, to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go. So I'll pause this real quick too. So IRCSO stands for Indian River County Sheriff's Office. I wish they would spell that out. Most places, they think about locals, and locals they'll know what IRCSO means. But if you're on the other part of the fucking country, I don't know what the hell IRCSO stands for. Luckily, they put their little emblem over here in the right corner. That's the only way I figured it out. But a lot of people, as far as proper grammar or English composition, whatever you want, whatever the damn terminology is called, they'll just throw in acronyms. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to spell the word out, and then past that, you can just use the acronym in lieu of that instead of always having to spell the damn thing out every damn time. Anyway, long story short, that's what that stands for. All right, replaying. So this vehicle and the suspects in it, shots fired call, it's been involved in burglaries throughout the community and including the theft of firearms. Let me go one slide back. So keep in mind, this is a shots fired call that these deputies have responded to. Okay, so first things first. We know this is a shots fired call, and what do we see? We see pistols. So if you watch the channel, you know where I'm going with this. If you're going to a call that's involving gunfire, what do you bring? A rifle. A rifle is going to outperform a pistol every day of the week. No contest. So what else is wrong with this? They're trying to conduct a normal traffic stop. They're not even doing a felony traffic stop. This vehicle is associated with a shots fired call, and it's been associated with thefts in the community, and of which has included the theft of firearms. This is a dangerous vehicle with dangerous occupants. You do not conduct a regular traffic stop on something like that. You do a felony stop. So for those who don't know, a regular traffic stop versus a felony stop. What he's doing right now, walking up to the vehicle, that's a normal stop. You run a stop sign, you turn without a signal, you're speeding, whatever. Officer pulls you over. They get out and they come up to your car. That's a normal traffic stop. Would the officers do the same thing for a vehicle that was just involved in a bank robbery? Oh, fuck no. They're going to do a felony stop. And a felony stop is where all the officers get out of their cars and they stay with their cars and they point their guns at the suspect vehicle and they order the occupants of the vehicle one by one to exit the vehicle, walk back towards them, cuff them, throw them in the car, call the next person out. They walk back, they cuff them, call the next person out, they come out, they cuff them. It's a process. And the process is done for safety, to ensure that officers do not die. These tactics in law enforcement exist because people died. The lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. There is a fucking reason why felony traffic stop procedures exist. Because a bunch of cops died doing it some other way. There is a reason why domestic violence calls are handled a certain way. Because a lot of cops have died and been seriously fucking injured on those calls. They should have done a felony traffic stop on this vehicle and had rifles out and pointed at the vehicle and call each occupant out one by one. But instead, they go it this way. Let's go ahead and play what we got here.
Hey, I think I got a firearm.
Let's back this up real quick. Alright, take a look at this pistola. So this is, what is that? The Staccato, I think it's called.
Got a firearm.
She gets 1033.
Yeah, it's got a nice little extended or +2 mag base on
Roll
there.
the windows down now!
Red dot on there. Those are kind of popular handguns. I've been seeing a lot of those.
Roll the window. Everybody in the car, put your hand. Do not touch that gun. Keep your hands.
Put your hands up.
Keep your hands on the seat.
My license down.
Put your hands up now. Front passenger, put your hands up.
Can I call my mom?
Don't move.
Can I call my mom? Fuck no, you can't call your mom. Shut the fuck up.
Keep your hands up. I see it.
See it?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, the passenger in the front seat, put your hands up.
My hands
No, keep them up.
Put them out of the window.
Hey, Siri.
Then we got a signal 0 right here on my side.
On your side?
Yeah.
Who has it? Front or back?
It's in the back.
Back
Okay.
right.
Unlock the doors.
Unlock the doors.
Who we starting with?
This guy's got a
back
gun
right.
right here. Tell him to put his hands up.
Hey, put your hands up the window, man.
Doors unlocked? Hey, you hear me? I'm gonna open this door. You keep your hands out the window. Step out, keep your hands. Hands. Do not.
All right.
Your hands out the window. Step out, keep your hands. Hands. Do not. Step out, keep your hands. Hands. Do not.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
This officer is so damn lucky that this dude did not just immediately turn and just pop him in the face. Damn, he's lucky. This is why I said they should have done a felony traffic stop. As I've said, there's a reason why these tactics exist. Because other cops have died in the process. So he didn't die from that first barrage of gunfire. I mean, they basically pulled the scene in the movie Predator when he's in the jungle and they just fucking open up on a section. Well, this dude's he's still up and running. Or he's still alive, and he gets up and starts running.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
Oh!
And this is another reason why I said a rifle is a good idea. They shot a lot of pistol rounds at him. He still got up and kept on going. And of all those rounds they fired, not every round hit him. There's a lot of misses. Now, I wish they would have specified how many times he'd been hit and how many times the officers fired. Out of all those rounds they fired, there's no fucking way they had an over 50% hit rate. It had to be lower. I'm guessing they probably had like a 10% hit rate. Probably even lower than that. Like, that amount of fire, and he's still up and running, or he's still alive and then is able to get back up and start running. Yeah. And that's what happens with pistols. So the only reason why we carry pistols is because they're comfortable and they're convenient. They don't really take up a whole lot of room. They don't really cause you a lot of fatigue. You can wear it 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 24 hours out of the day. It don't hurt. And you're also not getting into a gunfight every single day. You're not getting into a gunfight multiple times a week. You're not getting into a gunfight multiple weeks out of the month, multiple months out of the year. If you were, the tactics would be different. You would be carrying a rifle if you were getting in that many damn gunfights. Police are not getting into gunfights every single day. Now, nationally, when you take the magnifying glass and you zoom out and you look at the whole country, in an overall sense, yeah, police are getting involved in gunfights. Not every single day, but at a decent rate. When you zoom it in and you go to a smaller defined area, hell, there's some places in this country, there's some police agencies in this country, they've never had an officer-involved shooting. Fucking never. There's many agencies out there. It's been years since they've ever had an officer-involved shooting. Think about your local town. When's the last time your local police had an officer-involved shooting? And if it was recent, ask yourself, when was the last time before that? I'm willing to bet that it's been a while. And that's the reality of the matter. Majority of law enforcement, 90-something% of them, can go their entire career and never have to shoot anyone. They'll point their guns at people, but they can go their whole career and never have to shoot someone. And so that's part of the reason why pistols are carried, because you're just not fucking shooting people every damn day. Contrary to what the woke liberal left wants people to believe, cops aren't not shooting people every single day. So it makes sense to carry a pistol. If you're not fucking doing the thing, why carry a rifle all the time? A pistol can still incapacitate a person, but it does not do it effectively like a rifle does. There have been plenty of people who've been shot multiple times with a pistol and they survived. They're walking around today. There are some people who've been shot with a rifle and they're walking around today. But when you look at the people who've been shot with rifles and the people who've been shot with pistols, there's more people walking around who've been shot with pistols than there are with rifles. Rifles do some damage. They will do some hell yeah incapacitating. Those cartridges are great at that. The amount of kinetic energy they dump into a target is phenomenal. If one of those officers had a rifle and they was able to pop a couple rounds into him up into his thoracic cavity, he'd been out. He'd have been out. He'd have been out of the fight. He would not have. I firmly believe he would not have gotten back up and continued on. If you know you're going to a gunfight, bring a rifle and bring all your friends with rifles. This is one of my biggest gripes when it comes to videos like this. Officers responding to incidents where there's been guns involved and they've refused to get their damn rifles out. That is a problem. And it's a problem that is, I think, a training problem. So I don't think that there is any realistic training being done with rifles that will set officers up for success to be able to get those rifles out. So when you think about firearms training, how does firearms training normally start? On the range. So if you're on the range, you got your duty belt on, of course you're going to have your pistol on you, right? That's how you carry that damn thing. So you can start on the range with your pistol, and that's fine. What about rifle? How does rifle training start on the range? On the range, everyone's holding their damn rifles. Are officers starting in real life like a fucking video game? Boom. They spawn and they got a rifle in their hand? No. They got to get that rifle from somewhere. Where the hell are they getting it? They're getting it out of their car. Do training scenarios revolve around officers starting in the patrol car, getting the rifle out of the rifle mount, charging it, going up to the shooting line and shooting targets? Not like it should. Overall, it doesn't go on a whole lot. It may go on in some places, but overall, all across the board, it's not going on the way it should. So I think that's how rifle training needs to be done. It needs to start with you sitting in your damn car, and then you having to get the rifle out of the car, get up to the line, and start engaging targets. And start every drill like that, instead of starting on the line with a rifle in your hand. Because you're not going to start off with a rifle in your hand like you are starting something off spontaneously with a pistol on your side in the holster. You've got to train yourself to get that rifle out and then prepare to fight. So when you do things over and over and over and over again, that builds muscle memory. These officers are not building muscle memory because they're not starting from the car. They're not starting from the car, getting the rifle out of the mount, and getting that rifle into play. That's my theory on it. That's why I think they're not getting the rifles out like they should. That and the rifle training and the shooting and everything, I don't think some of that training really fully, for some places, I don't think it fully embraces the fighting mindset. I think it's just kind of like, we're going to do these things, check the box, check the box, check the box, check the box, check the box. All right, we've covered these things. Not every firearms instructor teaches in a way that embraces the fighting mindset. And it's kind of really hard to explain that. So if you've been through a class where it embraces the fighting mindset and everything that you do revolves around fighting with your pistol, then you're not going to fully understand what I'm saying. So you could have gone, like, if you're a regular person, you could have gone through a concealed carry class. That's not a fighting class. Not at all is that a fighting class. Some of you may have gone through some commercial firearms training, like some type of speed and accuracy class or something like that, or like a red dot class. And although they taught you how to shoot the gun, it may not have necessarily been presented in a way of you embracing the fighting mindset and being a fighter. I wish I had better mixing of words to be able to describe what I'm thinking of a lot better, but I think, like I said, I think there's a lack of a fighting mindset in some of these trainings. The people who are presenting the material, they're just going through the check boxes. All right, we taught them how to do a tactical reload. We taught them how to do an emergency reload. We taught them how to shoot with the thumbs forward thing, and we taught them this, we taught them that. They went through all these little blocks, and they may have tied some of it in, but I don't think that it was done in a way to get those people squared away for the fight in the martial art sense, if that makes any kind of sense. I have to think of a better way to explain this one. So hopefully in my next videos, if I come across this topic, I'll be able to explain it better. But that's the best way I can explain it right now. All right, moving on.
Oh!
All right. 19 years old and already a convicted felon. Man, he didn't wait long to fuck up his adult life. Realistically, though, he probably already fucked it up as a juvenile. And that's how a lot of these guys start off with their criminal career. They started off as a juvenile. But since juvenile records are sealed, no one really fully knows that. They don't. There's probably no way to pull his juvenile record. But I'm willing to bet he's got a juvenile record. Most of these guys start their stuff in their teenage years, even before that. There's kind of a progression for a lot of them. They'll start out and they'll start off doing little stuff, like they'll do a little bit of shoplifting, stealing stuff from a store. They'll go around at night and they'll go car hopping. They'll go start looking through cars. They'll just try cars that are unlocked, and if it's unlocked, they'll get in, take stuff, and go. And then they do that for a while and shoplift here and there, and then it progresses to breaking into a car that's locked, smashing the window out. They see something, opportunity's right, conditions right, smash window, grab it, and go on. Conditions are right, they may snatch a purse from a woman, they may intimidate a person into giving stuff over, and then it can progress into breaking into homes and taking stuff, breaking into homes with no one in them, and then it can kind of progress into breaking into homes when there's people in them, and then it can progress to going in the stores and robbing. So it starts off small, leads into big, and thrown in there, there's some of them, dealing drugs and stuff like that. And the juvenile systems all across this country are all jacked up. They do not treat juveniles the way that they should be treating them. So, you got a 13-year-old dumbass kid that steals some stuff from Walmart. Steals they don't make CDs anymore. Tries to steal a camera or something. Steal some clothes, shoes, right? They get caught. Nothing really happens to them. They get thrown back out. There's a pretrial diversion process that's normally done, and so they got to meet some little things here and there, be crime-free for a little bit, and then hopefully, they don't get involved in anything else. They learn their lesson. And some, mostly in more rural areas, they'll learn their lessons. They'll figure out real quick. I can't be doing this shit. And then they turn 18, and their records are sealed. So I kind of understand why, the records were sealed in a way, because, from my interpretation of it, it is to be able to give a second chance. So 13-year-old, 14-year-old shoplifts, steals some stuff, or gets caught doing some drugs, gets caught taking mom's car out for a joyride, whatever. They get caught for it. They get in trouble, do their little, kiddie time, whatever. And, they learn their lesson. They go through the rest of their teenage years, not doing anything else serious. Turn 18, boom, record sealed. Second chance, right? Like, no one needs to know about them stealing a car when they was 15. So long as, they haven't done anything else. I can support that. Sounds great. Lots of people done stupid ass shit when they were teenagers. For one, I did some stupid shit as a teenager. I'm surprised I survived my teenage years. I really am. Like, the amount of stupid shit I've done, I should be dead. Or I should be locked up. I did some stupid shit as a teenager. So, for the most part, yeah. They get in trouble a couple times. Yeah, hell yeah, I see you stealing that record. But someone like this, who does not learn their lesson, and they continue on with shit, and they become an adult, and they do stuff as an adult, those records should no longer be sealed. Those records should be able to be opened and everyone be able to see what all he did as a juvenile and how many chances he was given and how many times he shit on those chances and threw them away. But instead, he's 19, he's a convicted felon, so this might be like his second time being in trouble. And then people are going to be like, oh, it's only his second time being in trouble. We'll give him another chance when he's already had 15 fucking chances to begin with. So like I said, a lot of them start off in the teenage years, and if they don't learn their lesson, they continue on. And unfortunately, it's hard to teach a lesson today in the juvenile system because the juvenile system is fucked up. There is no justice in the juvenile justice system. There is no accountability. They get little slaps on the wrist, and they turn into little monsters. So for like these large cities, the reason why their crime rates are so high is, for one, it starts off in the juvenile system and how they baby them, how they coddle them and pander them and let them do whatever they want and never hold them truly accountable. And then it also has a lot to do with the adult system too, being lenient on adult offenders. And case in point, what I just said, he could have had multiple arrests and second chances as a teenager, and then he turns an adult, he gets in trouble once or twice, and then people want to take pity on him, like, oh, he's only been in trouble once, we'll give him a second chance. No. He got a second chance back when he was 15 and 16, when he did 10 things before this. Moving forward. $18. So it looks like they got them wearing a freaking barber gown. That's funny. So 18 years old, and he's on probation. So I'm willing to bet that this dude also has a juvenile record. It's not like he just turned 18 and decided, hey, I'm going to get into some stupid shit. Nuh-uh. No. This guy's, I guarantee, I'm willing to put $100 on it. This dude's been involved in the juvenile system. So let's back that up. So he's on probation. All right. So he's 18. So let's say that he did something within a couple months of turning 18 and he got in trouble for it. Court process, that could be a couple months, something like that, and then, be put on probation. So the day you get arrested for whatever, you can go on probation, depending on how well the system works and court dates and all this. You can go on probation within like 3 months of the arrest, sometimes maybe 2 months. Maybe even 4 or 5, depending on, how quick court dates and everything are. So, and I don't know where he's at as being 18. I don't know if he's like 2 months into being 18, if he's 18, almost about to turn 19 or whatever. But he's already on probation. So he's already been arrested for something and gone through the court process and then put on probation. So he's been read conditions of his probation to him. Like, he knows he's not supposed to be out going around doing stupid shit. Like, it's in fine print. Like, that shit's read to them, and most places they have like bulletin points. They got initial their name by it and then sign the document, and then they're given a copy of conditions of their probation. It's not like, hey, we're putting you on probation, and they never explain anything to them, and then they go out like, whoa, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. No, they know exactly what they can and cannot do. They get a very detailed paperwork on it. So this is, to me, like I said, I bet he's been in the juvenile system before, and he's been on juvenile probation before, and he most likely used to how juvenile stuff is done, which is very loose. It's very relaxed. Or he could still, be thinking he's Billy Badass and he'll do what he want to do. Fuck probation and parole. Taking a chance. Now, the interesting thing that people don't know about, so he's arrested for probation violation. He could bond out. So this was what, June 11th. I'm assuming maybe June 12th was his arrest date. Maybe, okay, let's just say June 11th. He was arrested June 11th because he violated probation. Well, it could be a couple more months, 3 more months, before they have a hearing about him violating his probation and revoking his probation and then putting him back in jail for the violation of the probation. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, things do not happen instantaneously within the court system. So he could very well go 2 months before ever having to answer to violating his probation and then being put back in jail or being sent to prison for the time that he could have been gotten for the first crime. Let's say the first crime that he did, he could have gotten 2 years out of it. But they decided to do what they did and then put him on probation. Well, you violate that probation, you could go back and then end up having to do those 2 years. Right? But this violating the probation, it could be a couple months after his arrest for violating the probation that they'll ever decide to do anything about that violation. And sometimes this happens a lot. They'll do that, they'll bond out, and then they'll go get into more shit. There are people who within 1 year's time will be arrested for like 6 different things, and they'll get out on bond each time, and by the end of the year, when they've been arrested for their 8th time, they are just now being found guilty, or they're pleading guilty on the first time they got arrested for that year. The courts do not work very fast. So this whole right to a speedy trial thing, there ain't shit speedy in the court system. It's slow. It's a very slow moving wheel. That's why I tell people, do not get your ass involved in the criminal justice system. It is a slow moving wheel. Moving on. Alright, suspect's gun recovered at the scene and a second firearm found in the vehicle. Both were reported stolen in a recent series of residential and auto burglaries. So I love how they added that information. Wish they would have covered a little bit more information, like this gun was stolen out of a car, or this gun was stolen out of a car, or whatever. But hey, I'll take it. I'm glad they kind of talked about, where these guns came from. So, and this is a really good talking point right here. Firearms being stolen out of homes and cars. How are guns being stolen out of cars? Because some people will leave their gun in the center console, and the center console don't even fucking lock. And then they'll leave their car door unlocked. So then, one of these young guys will be walking through neighborhood, walking through the parking lot, trying door handles, and then boom, they come across a car that's unlocked because you were finger fucking your phone and forgot to lock your car when you got out of it. They get in there, open that center console, and there's a gun. Now that gun is theirs. Happens every fucking week. Multiple times a week. I mean, I'd have to look it up, but hell, it might be every damn day that this happens. For sure, once a week. multiple times a week. Or they'll put it in the glove box, but they won't lock the glove box. Or they'll slide it up under the seat. And even if they do lock the car, you can very easily break into a car. You just got to bust the window, reach in, unlock it. Then you got access to everything inside. At home, people will leave their gun in their nightstand, sitting on top of their nightstand, sitting on the coffee table, sitting inside the closet, on the top shelf of the closet, in the sock drawer. Very common places. They leave home, go to work, gone from home for several hours, come back, see the back door kicked in, and then all their shit has been rummaged through, and the burglars opened up the nightstand and found the gun and took it. That's how these guns are so easily stolen. The lawful people who bought them are being careless in how they store them. They are negligently leaving them laying around. It is really, to me, no different than having some prescription pain pills and leaving them outside of the bottle laying on a coffee table when you have a toddler in the house, knowing damn well that toddler's going to look at that like candy and fucking eat it and then OD. I see no difference in that and people carelessly leaving their guns laying around when they're not around them. It is negligent to store your guns like that. Your guns need to be made inoperable or inaccessible to unauthorized people if you don't have it on you or if it's in arm's reach of you. Your gun should always be on you or within arm's reach. If it's not, you need to lock the damn thing up in a safe, put a trigger lock on it, or run a cable lock through it. Because if you leave the house for 8-10 hours out of the day and you got your gun sitting in the nightstand, it's open to anyone. Anyone can break in your house and take it. Locks on your doors only keep honest people out. Anybody can get in your house. If you're going to leave home and leave your gun at home, put it in the safe. If you don't have a safe, take the cable lock that came with it when you bought the damn thing and run it through the gun. That way, if someone takes it, they can't very easily put it into play. Alright. Ruger. So I would say this was probably stolen out of a car. Most likely. Small little gun. Now this, man, they hit the jackpot on this. They got themselves an HK. Woo, look at that baby. Damn, that's a sexy gun. So I got an HK USP. My first handgun ever. Dad got it for me back in 1997. Yeah, I think 1997 is when my dad got it for me. First pistol. I would like to get the HK VP9. I just love HK. So they got big on this one. This was probably a gun sitting in the house. And what's interesting, now I don't know who added this part. I don't know if this was on it when they stole it or if they added it to it. But it kills me when I see regular gun guys buy a sexy ass pistol like an HK VP9 and then stick a fucking Olight on it. Like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? That would be like buying a Dodge Charger Scat Pack and then going to Walmart and buying those stupid ass fucking ghetto spinners to put on the damn thing. The spinning rims. Like, no, you don't do that. No. That's blasphemy. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if the owner put that damn thing on there or if they put it on there. But I've seen people with nice guns with shitty ass accessories on them. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? This Olight has a laser on it, so it makes me think that they put it on there. Because these guys, they love lasers. They love their beams. They call them beams. I got a beam. I got my beam on my Glock, bruh. And they get this shit from watching rap videos and idolizing their rap stars. Some of them have no concept of windage and elevation. They don't understand that you have to zero the damn thing in. They just stick the thing on there and they think because there's a laser on it, boom, it's good. Lasers on pistols are kind of a waste in my opinion. Now this is obviously a combo. It's a weapon light and a laser. Even then, I still think it's a waste. But especially 100% it's a waste if you buy just a laser attachment only and put it on the gun. That doesn't help you any. A lot of times people will fish for the laser. They'll pull the gun out and then they'll move the gun around, see where the laser is at, and then put the laser on the target. Kind of like how when you're on a laptop or a computer, you'll move the mouse around or move your finger on the pad and like fish your eyes on the screen back and forth trying to figure out where the cursor's at. Like, oh, there it is, right there, top right corner. All right, move it down to the start button, click. Same thing with laser. Like they'll turn that laser on, they're like, where's it at? I'm fishing for it. You're going to be faster using your iron sights than you are trying to pick up where that damn laser beam's at. During the day, laser beams can be a little bit more difficult to see. Mesotopic light, low light, it's a lot easier to pick up, obviously. But when you start getting into low light conditions, you want a white light. So if all you have is a laser on your gun, well, that's cool. You can shine your laser in the dark, but you're not going to be illuminating shit. You're not going to be able to identify your target. You're not going to be able to positively identify whether or not they have a weapon in their hand. All you're going to do is be able to put that laser on that blob and be like, yep, I got the laser on it. Don't know what it is. Don't know what they got, but I got my laser pointed at them. Boom. Oh, shit. Find out all they had in their hand was a wallet. White lights are what you need on your guns. In fact, I believe that all guns should have lights on them. I think they are a necessary piece of life safety equipment. The only time I see lasers being useful on pistols is if you're doing like shield work. So, you're using a shield and, you're holding the shield with one hand and then you're pointing the gun out to the front of the shield with your other. And it may be very difficult for you to contort your arm and wrist enough to get that pistol brought up into the viewfinder of the shield and line the sights up. So it'd be easier to have a laser on it and then be able to aim like that. So that's acceptable. And then the second one that I see used for lasers on pistols is nighttime shooting under nods. But at that point, you're going to have a very special laser called an infrared laser, IR laser. And you can only see that with night vision. You're not going to be able to see it with your naked eye. And obviously, when you're shooting with night vision, lasers or IR lasers are what's needed for nighttime shooting under nods. You can still look through the sights and everything with your nods, but it's obviously a lot easier when you can put that laser beam on the target and pull the trigger. And you don't see just the dot, like you see the whole fucking beam. Right, like that's how. If you ever play like Call of Duty or something, I'd say they got like scenes in the game where you turn on an infrared laser, you can see the whole beam itself. So it's very easy to pick that laser up. So it's not like you're looking for a little dot. And even if it was just a little dot, like it hitting the target and the night vision amplifying that light thousands of times, you're gonna pick it up real fast. So those are the only two things I find lasers useful for on pistols. Other than that, they need to have a white light on them. Moving forward. So that means they didn't find anything on them and no one made any incriminating statements. Alright, so that concludes that video. So yeah, can't stress enough. Rifles, like, they need to be used more often. They really do. And traffic stops, if there's guns involved, it needs to be a felony traffic stop. Like, fuck this walking up the door. This dude, he could have killed one of them very easily. Very easily. As he was, we'll watch it.
Step out, give your hands. Hands.
Boom. He's got his hands on it. He's got it. He could have very easily brought this hand up into that deputy's face and right in the snot box. If it's involving guns and vehicles, felony traffic stop them. If it's involving guns, get your rifles out. No sense in playing like this. So this part, I guess I should have probably brought this one up. So people are like, oh, he's running. He's got his back to him. They shouldn't have shot him. No, they did the right thing. They used the appropriate level of force because he is a threat. He's a threat to them, and he's a threat to the community. You can look up case law, Tennessee versus Gardner. So Tennessee versus Gardner was a Supreme Court case ruling that dealt with police shooting a person in the back as they was running. So that case, that when it was looked at, it was an officer shooting at a person who was just running away from them, and they were no immediate threat or anything. But they did rule that police can shoot people in the back as they're running away if those people are a clear and present danger to the community. This guy is a clear and present danger. There is a house over there. It looks like a trailer. So it's a manufactured home. He's running towards it. He could have went in there and taken hostages. So yeah, they used the correct amount of force on this guy to stop him from harming other people. Alright, that's it on this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.